going to take a look at question number 55 from section 5.4, which is factoring general trinomials. 55 reads 4z squared plus 13z plus 3. And the directions are saying use grouping to factor each polynomial. But recall, we haven't covered this approach in class, so what we're actually going to do is we're just going to go ahead and use our trial and error method that we have been discussing and that we seem to be doing fairly well with. So we know that we're going to get a product of two binomials, and we have to decide how best to break apart the first term and the last term. So when we take a look at the first term here, we want to figure out what's the best way to break this apart. Okay, so this is trial and error. There are no guarantees. So usually we might opt to try 2z and 2z. We tend to like to break apart a term evenly if possible. So we would take a look at that. And then from there, let's go ahead and take a look at our last term. Now, notice for our last term, it's positive, and then when we actually do our foiling, when we check, we want to get a positive value out as well. So that should indicate to you that the factors that you're going to have in your last terms in each of your binomials will also be positive. And in this case, if we try to break apart a 3, well, we only have one way of doing that. That would be 3 and 1. So I don't know if this is correct right off the bat, because I wasn't really checking it. I was just kind of doing one trial. So if this works, when we do the outer value, so if we do that product, we would get 2z, because 2z times 1 is 2z. And then if we do the outer, we get a positive 6z. But when we add these together, we only get 8z. Okay, so my first trial failed. So I'm just going to go ahead and scratch that out, and we're going to try again. So there's really not much that I can do with the 3 and the 1. I mean, I know that I'm going to have a positive 3 and a positive 1, so really all of my attention should be focused on my first term, which is 4z squared. Well, let's see. I know that I should probably try 4z and 1z, and the idea is, how do I figure out where to place it? Well, if I place the 4z here, I'm going to have a multiplication happening between the inner values, so between this 3 and the 4z, and that's going to get me to a 12z, which is really close to the positive 13z that I have in the problem that I've been given. So I'm going to try to place 4z there, and then I'm going to put z here. So when I do the outer multiplication, z times 1, I have a positive z, which gives me 13z. So this checks out. My final answer then will be the binomial z plus 3 times the binomial 4z plus 1.